Hi, my name is Jessica Rose and I'm the owner and director of the London Jewellery School, and today I'm just going to share with you some of my top tips for setting up and running your own jewellery business. Now, to start with, whenever you're setting up something new, a project like this, it can be quite daunting. So I just want to say first of all, don't worry too much about it. It's meant to be an enjoyable thing. Most people set up a jewellery business because it's something that they really want to do. Either they're doing a job that they're not enjoying, or it's something that they've always wanted and now's the time that they're going to go for it. So my first tip when you are setting up a jewellery business would be to make sure you plan what you're going to do. Now already you're watching this video, so you're obviously looking around and getting some ideas. But what is really good is if you can do some sort of business plan, even if it's just a really simple few pages. It doesn't have to be a huge fancy document because really it's for you to read. But just a little document that does have in the details of what you plan to do over the next year or so with your business and how you plan to go about doing it, and also some information about finances, where you're going to get them from and how much you hope to make, which I know is quite difficult to guess at this early stage, but the more you can put into it, the better it will be for your business. Now, my second tip would be to make sure you do some market research. Now, it might sound like quite a fancy word, but market research is essentially just looking around at what else is happening in the market within jewellery making, within handcraft goods, things like that, and seeing where you can fit in. So before you can run a business, you need to make sure that you're going to provide something that people want. So have a look at what other people are doing in your area, but also internationally. Have a look on the different websites. Google is excellent for market research, and sort of try and work out what makes you different to everyone else. Why should people come and buy jewellery from you as opposed to buying it from anyone else? And that will really help you to sort of consolidate what you're going to do, and also differentiate you from other people as well. So market research is something that you'll all probably do anyway, just through scrolling through the internet, looking on Facebook pages, on Twitter, seeing what other people are doing, and just working out where you're going to fit in with that. So market research is a really good thing to do when you're first starting out. So tip number 3 is to make sure that once you are sure that you're going to go ahead with your jewellery business, is to make sure you register it. Now in the UK you need to register with HMRC, which stands for Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs. And it's not a difficult process to do. You just fill out a simple form to let them know that you are starting a business. The difficult bit comes at the end of the tax year when you have to submit a tax return, but you can find out all about that on their website. In other countries there'll be different processes, so just Google it. I'm sure you'll be able to find lots of information about setting up a business, but you do need to make sure you register because you don't want to get caught out later down the line without the proper documents that you need. So make sure you register your business. Tip number 4, very, very important, make sure you have the right insurance for your jewellery business. Now if you're first starting out, you probably won't know where to start, but every business does need to have some level of insurance, and you'll probably need public liability insurance and product liability insurance, which a lot of insurers will do together as a package deal. I know that in the UK, insurance for a small jewellery business shouldn't be more than around about £100 for the year. But do check with your insurers that you're covered for everything. If you're going to be teaching workshops or doing other things like that, you need to make sure that they're going to be covered too. I would recommend searching for a specific craft or jeweller's insurance, because then they'll understand exactly where you're coming from and what your business needs are. One little tip is I'd say it's not usually a good idea to get your jewellery business covered under your home insurance, because they normally charge you an extreme amount. With the idea that you might be having lots of golds and diamonds and things like that, and you might just have some fairly basic materials if you're doing like craft jewellery, so you don't want to be charged a huge amount. But make sure you do have the proper insurance and check with your insurer that you're covered for everything that you're going to be doing. So one quite exciting part about setting up your own jewellery business is deciding on what your name's going to be, what your logo is going to look like. Most businesses have colours that are associated with it, so what colours are you going to have, designing your website, making sure your packaging looks nice, and they're all lovely things to do, but they do take time. And I often find the first thing to start with is a name. Then you're going on to looking at the logo. Then you really need to get some pictures done, because it's very difficult to have anything like business cards, flyers or website without any images. So whether you're taking pictures yourself or getting someone else to do them, that needs to be done quite early on. So yeah, making sure the branding for your business is consistent and getting all of that bit sorted is really important for setting up your business as well. Now, I've run a number of jewellery businesses in the past, some of them very successful, some of them not so much or took a longer time to be successful. And probably the single most useful piece of information I could give you is to look after the pennies. Try not to get carried away with spending all your money, buying hundreds of beads, buying all the tools that you can imagine. Obviously, you do need some tools, you do need materials, but try and be economical with it, because it's so easy to just spend and spend and spend. And even if you get sales, it doesn't add up to any profit, because you just keep buying more and more things, and I know how addictive that can be. I think you need to differentiate when you're running a business what you're buying for the business, and then if you have things that you're buying for yourself. For example, if you see some lovely beads that you just want to have to make something for yourself out of or for your friends, that really needs to be separate from the business. And in the business, you really can only buy things if you believe that you're going to be able to make a profit from them and start selling from them. Because although it's jewellery and it's lovely and it's enjoyable to do, at the end of the day, it's still a business, and you need to make sure that you're going to make a profit. Another hugely important part of running your own jewellery business is promoting yourself, promoting your jewellery, promoting what you do. And there's all different ways you can do this. Thanks to the internet now, it's very easy to get across to customers through Facebook, Twitter, blogs, websites, but you do need to choose what you're going to do and try and focus on it to start with, instead of doing everything but not very well. Try and choose one thing and really get that going before you start something else. There's also lots of online selling platforms such as Etsy, and in the UK there's Folksy and Missy, which stands for Make It Sell It, and they're all a little bit like eBay, but especially for handmade goods, so they're perfect for selling on. Other ways of promoting yourself include trying to get into local magazines or newspapers, or just wearing your jewellery and showing it off as much as possible, getting friends and family to buy it and wear it and show it off too. So promoting yourself is a massive part of running a jewellery business. You almost spend the same amount of time doing it as you do making your jewellery, so make sure that you keep that at the forefront of your mind all the time as well. Now, I've already mentioned promoting your jewellery, and I've mentioned websites, but I think in this day and age it's really, really important that every business has some sort of online presence, even if you're not a whiz on the computer. Something that people can Google and find you, because generally speaking, when someone mentions their business to me or something new that I haven't heard about, the first thing I do is go and Google it, and if it's not there, I sort of almost don't believe it exists. So really, really important to have some sort of online presence. It doesn't have to be a full, all lights, all cameras going website. It can just be a Facebook page that people can go on to, a Flickr account where you can upload images of your work, obviously Twitter and all the social networking sites. And there's lots of programs now where you can also make your own website that you can easily control from home at a sort of affordable price. So if you are quite good on computers, and that's another way of doing it, but some sort of online presence so people can look you up, have a look at your work and get in contact with you. Now, I may be slightly biased on this one because I do run one of Europe's largest jewellery training centres, the London Jewellery School, but I would say that the biggest investment and the best investment I've ever made in myself is my own training. And as a jeweller, you're always developing your training, you're always going to courses, you're always looking at books, you're always looking online at YouTube videos, you're always trying to find new ways to develop your skills and make sure that you are the best at your craft that you can be. And I think that's something that some jewellers get lost along the way and sort of don't keep up with their skills. And because jewellery is such a fashion orientated industry, it's always moving as well. So you need to keep those up. And of course we run lots of lovely courses at the London Jewellery School. So if you're based in the UK, or if you want to come for a holiday to London, then do have a look at our website and have a look at the different courses that we have on offer. We also run lots of jewellery business courses, which help people to set up their own jewellery business, a bit like the kind of things we've been talking about on this video, but obviously in much more detail. And something that I would really recommend, especially if you're not able to come to us, is we now run a jewellery business distance learning course. which there'll be details of at the end of the video. And you can learn how to run your own jewellery business and get all the hints and tips to get you going, which should hopefully be helpful across the world. And that's a really nice way to get all the different ideas, because it's quite a specialist thing to do, and there aren't always training courses local to you in this aspect of how to run a jewellery business. And my final tip that I'm going to leave you with is to make sure that you have faith and persevere. If I can do it, anyone can. When I first started running a jewellery business, I had no experience of jewellery making before. I had no experience of running a business before, and over the years I've just learned different things. Some of them I've learned the hard way, and hopefully courses like the ones we run at the London Jewellery School will help people to sort of skip through some of the mistakes. But you know, you get out what you put in, like any business, and if you work hard and persevere over time, it will come back to you. A lot of people who set up jewellery businesses hope that in a few weeks to a month they'll be sort of making a profit. To be honest, that's not very realistic, and I think you really need to give yourself, if possible, a couple of years to really build your business, get new customers, get people to be interested in what you're doing and trust your brand, and hopefully we'll be able to run a successful jewellery business, and I wish you all the best of luck for the future. And finally, please do stay in contact with me. Here are my Facebook and Twitter accounts, and I'm always on them. So if you have any questions, or you want to chat about anything jewellery related or to do with your jewellery business, or show me your website or anything else, I'm always happy to help. And good luck for everything.